I sent erotic photos to a colleague, my husband printed them, left them, and never came home. Hello, Reddit. I don't even know why I'm posting this. Maybe I just need to get it off my chest. Maybe I need someone to tell me what the hell I'm supposed to do now. Maybe I just want to put my thoughts somewhere because my head has been spinning nonstop, and I feel like I'm suffocating. I've just come to the realization that I fucked up my entire life for a few fucking moments of attention, and I don't know how to live with what I've done. Every time I try to wrap my head around it, it feels like my brain short circuits. Like I'm watching someone else's life implode, except it's mine, and there's no rewind button, no do-over, no way to unsend or undo anything. I don't even know why I'm posting this. I keep typing, deleting, staring at the screen, wondering if putting this out there will somehow make it easier to breathe, but I don't think it will. Nothing will. Nothing does. The guilt and weight of what I've done is crushing me, and no matter how many times I replay it in my head, I can't change the ending. I guess I should start with a bit of background. For context, my husband, let's call him Josh, and I have been together for almost 10 years, married for 6. We met in college, did the whole young love thing, and got married right after we both landed stable jobs. Josh has always been my best friend, the one person I could always count on. He's patient, understanding, and kind to a fault. The kind of guy who never raises his voice, never holds a grudge, and always assumes the best in people, especially in me. And maybe that was the problem. Because the thing is, when you have something, when you've had something for so long, you start to take it for granted. You stop appreciating it the way you once did, not because it's lost its value, but because you assume it will always be there, no matter what. You get used to the security, the presence of someone who loves you unconditionally. And when something is constant, when something is reliable, when something is safe, you stop noticing it. Not in a way that means you don't love it anymore, but in a way that makes it feel less exciting, less new and more boring. It starts to feel boring. And that's the fucked up part, isn't it? That something good, something great can start to feel boring. Not because it's lacking, not because it's wrong, but simply because it's always there. Day after day, night after night. I know that kind of security should feel like the greatest gift in the world, because it's like knowing deep in your bones that no matter what happens, no matter how bad your day was, no matter how much of a mess you are, there's someone who will always choose you. That person becomes your home. But instead of feeling grateful, I started to feel trapped. And I hate myself for it. I hate myself for even saying that now. I hate myself for even thinking it. Because what kind of person gets bored of being loved like that? Who gets tired of being someone's first choice every single day without hesitation? Who starts resenting the one person who has never once made them feel like they were too much, or not enough, or anything other than everything? But that's exactly what happened. And the worst part? It wasn't intentional. I swear to God it wasn't. I didn't wake up one morning and decide to be ungrateful. I didn't sit there and plan to start resenting my own marriage. It just happened. I don't even know what I was thinking. But if I'm going to be brutally honest, I was bored. They say you don't know what you have until it's gone, and damn, that is so fucking true. Because looking back now, I can't even believe I was actually bored. Like, bored? Really? What the fuck was wrong with me? I mean, okay, Josh and I had been together for 10 years. 10 whole years. That's an entire decade of the same person, the same sex, the same routines, the same habits. We knew each other inside and out. There were no more surprises, no more newness. And I hate myself for even thinking this, but sometimes I actually wondered what it would have been like if I had ended up with someone else. Yeah. I know how fucked up that sounds. I know how cruel it is. But sometimes my mind would wander when I'd ask myself, what if? What if Josh and I had broken up somewhere along the way? What if we'd never found our way back to each other? Would my life be more exciting? Would I feel different? Would I feel more fulfilled? I don't know. I guess I was just going through some kind of midlife crisis, even though I'm not even fucking old. But that's what it felt like. Like I was standing in the middle of my life, looking around and wondering if this was it, if this was all there was ever going to be. And then there was Nick. I'll call him Nick. Nick was that guy. You know the type. The effortlessly charming one. The kind of guy who could walk into a room and instantly have everyone laughing, who never tried too hard but always made you feel like you were in on some inside joke. We worked in the same office, and it was just easy with him. He was fun. He was funny. And it was harmless at first. At first it was nothing. Just banter. Just fun. It was just the kind of fun that made the workday go by faster, you know? Casual conversation here and there. A few compliments exchanged in passing. A little extra attention during meetings. Innocent, right? Then it turned into grabbing lunch together. Sitting a little too close. Laughing a little too hard at each other's jokes. Looking forward to seeing him just a little too much. And that is when I should have stopped. That's when I should have shut it down, taken a step back, reminded myself of who I was, of what I had. But I didn't. At first, I told myself Nick and I were just friends. That was all. Nothing more. I mean, I was a married woman, and he was actually engaged. That should have been enough to keep me in check, right? That should have been the line we never crossed because, common fucking sense. But I told myself it wasn't a big deal. We weren't doing anything wrong. We were just talking. Just harmless conversations. And the thing is, it was so easy to justify, because technically we hadn't done anything. Technically we were just two coworkers getting along, having fun. Technically there was no crime in sharing a joke, in enjoying someone's company. And God, that's how it starts, isn't it? With the things you can explain away. I just want to put this out there. I'm not trying to justify myself. I'm not sitting here trying to paint myself as some kind of victim or make excuses for what I did. I know I fucked up. I know I was the one at fault. I don't even know. So yeah, soon Nick and I started texting. And of course, like always, it started off innocent. It always does. It was mostly about work, complaining about deadlines, joking about annoying coworkers, exchanging memes, just harmless shit. It was fun. And I didn't even realize how much I had started looking forward to his texts. I told myself it was just because he was fun to talk to, because he got me, because he made me laugh. And that was all it was. He was just a friend. But then, the conversation started changing. It wasn't about work anymore. It wasn't just joking or bantering. It started getting personal. We started talking about our relationships. We started complaining about the little things, about how boring it could get, about how the routine of being with the same person for years started to wear on you. And I started venting to him, about Josh, about how our life had become so boring, how it felt like we were just existing together instead of living, and I said things I never should have said to another man, things that should have stayed between me and my husband. And Nick? Nick ate it up. He told me he felt the same way about his fiancée, that even though they weren't married yet, she had changed, that things between them weren't exciting anymore, that sometimes he wondered if settling down had been a mistake. And looking back now, that should have been the moment we stopped. That should have been the moment we both took a step back and asked ourselves, what the fuck are we doing? But of course we didn't. Instead, we let it continue. And then, just like that, the texting evolved. The flirting started slow, so subtly that I barely even noticed it at first. A playful tease here, a harmless compliment there, just little things, nothing serious. But instead of shutting it down like I should have, I let it happen. No, I encouraged it. Because in my head, it was innocent. It was just words, right? Harmless flirting. It wasn't like we were actually going to do anything. We were just playing around, just having a little fun. And that's how I started fucking up my entire life. The first picture I sent to him, it wasn't even bad. Just a simple mirror selfie. I was wearing a dress, fully clothed, nothing revealing, nothing crazy. Just a casual, look at me today kind of thing. A little exchange between friends. And when he complimented me, I loved it. Because sure, Josh complimented me all the time, but he was my husband. That was different. It hit different when it came from someone else. And that's why I sent another one. And then another. And before I even knew what was happening, it escalated fast. The pictures became more revealing. And suddenly, I was sending him full-on nude pics. And every single time he reacted, every time he told me how hot I was, I ate it up. I thrived on it. And yeah, of course I felt guilty, but it was like I couldn't stop. Like I was addicted to the attention, And I was so fucking reckless. I mean, I was literally taking those pictures in our bedroom. In our fucking bedroom. And I didn't stop to think. I didn't stop to ask myself, what the hell am I doing? Because I didn't want to stop. I liked the attention. I liked how it made me feel. It made things less boring. So yeah, that's how it started. That's how I started sending explicit pictures to Nick. And through all of it, I had no idea that Josh knew. Not a fucking clue. Looking back now, I feel so fucking stupid. Like, actually stupid. Because come to think of it, there were probably so many signs. Josh was quieter than usual, a little more distant, less talkative. He'd come home, give me the usual peck on the cheek, ask me about my day, but there was something off. And what did I do? I chalked it up to stress. Work had been crazy for him lately, and I figured he was just exhausted. That was all. Just work stress. Nothing more. It never even crossed my mind that he might have seen something, that he might have checked my phone or somehow found out, because Josh wasn't that kind of person. He was the kind of person who had absolute trust in me. He was the kind of person who, if something was bothering him, would sit me down and talk to me. He wasn't the type to sneak behind my back, go through my phone, or pull some shady shit. That just wasn't Josh. And maybe that's why I got so fucking careless. That's why I didn't delete messages as often as I should have been, because I genuinely didn't think I had to. Josh never touched my phone. He never cared to check. It wasn't even a thing in our marriage, so I didn't think twice. I didn't think at all. And that was my biggest fucking mistake. The day I finally realized just how fucked I was, the day I realized I had been caught, it was a Friday. And you know what's fucked up? I wasn't even worried. I had no clue, no fucking clue, that my entire life was about to implode. I had just come home from work, expecting the usual. Josh didn't work on Fridays, so I figured he'd be on the couch, maybe scrolling through his phone, waiting for me to tell him what I wanted for dinner. Some nights he'd cook before I got home, sometimes he'd just order takeout. Either way, it was supposed to be normal, but the second I stepped inside, I knew something was wrong. The house was silent. Not just quiet. Silent. No TV. No music. No sounds of him moving around in the kitchen. Just nothing. And then I saw it. Right there, on the kitchen counter, a stack of papers, neatly printed, spread out, laid out like fucking evidence at a crime scene. My heart was already pounding, but I still, somehow, didn't get it. I walked over, I reached out, I took a look. And when I tell you my whole fucking world collapsed, my stomach dropped. Like, gone. Like I wasn't even in my own body anymore. Because they were my photos. The ones I had sent to Nick. The explicit ones printed in full fucking color. Every single one of them. And sitting on top of the pile, a single note. In Josh's handwriting. Don't bother calling me. I swear to God, it felt like the floor disappeared beneath me. Like I was falling. Like my entire life had just been ripped apart in a matter of seconds. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely grab my phone, but I did. I scrambled for it. Nearly dropped it. I called him. Straight to voicemail. I called again. Voicemail. Again and again I called, but still voicemail. I was hyperventilating, crying, panicking. I ran to the bedroom, praying, begging for some sign that this wasn't what it looked like. But of course it was. His clothes? Gone. His toothbrush? Gone. His laptop? His essentials? His entire fucking presence gone. Josh wasn't coming home. I don't even remember how I got through that weekend. It's a blur. A fucking nightmare I couldn't wake up from. I don't remember eating. I don't remember sleeping. I don't remember doing anything except crying and calling Josh. Over and over and over again. He never picked up. Not once. At first I thought maybe he just needed time. Maybe he was too angry to talk. Maybe if I just kept trying, kept explaining, he'd hear me out. So I called everyone. His mom. His best friends. Our mutual friends. Anyone who might know where the hell he was. And every single one of them told me the same fucking thing. He's safe, but he doesn't want to talk to you. That was it. That was all they'd say. Like a fucking script. Like they all knew. Like they had been briefed on how to deal with me. I begged. I sent texts, paragraphs, walls of desperate, frantic apologies. I sent emails. I left voicemail so long I ran out of time and had to call back just to finish. I said everything. I apologized 1,000 times. I told him I'd do anything to fix this. I told him I didn't even care about Nick, that it was a stupid mistake, that it was nothing. I said I was sorry, that I fucked up, that I was a terrible person. But there was no response. No call back, no text. A week later, the papers came. That was when it finally started to fucking sink in. Josh wasn't just mad. He wasn't just taking time to cool off. He was done. Over. Finished. Just like that. And I swear to God, I have never felt a pain like that in my entire fucking life. It was like my entire chest caved in. Like I had been crushed under the weight of my own stupidity. Like someone had taken a sledgehammer to my ribs and just left me there, gasping and choking on my own regret. I don't even know how I got through the rest of that day, or the next. Work has been unbearable. I can't focus. I can't think. Every time I hear my name, I flinch like I'm about to be called out in front of everyone, like somehow they all know. And Nick. Every time I see him, I feel sick. Like physically ill, like I might actually throw up right there at my fucking desk. I can't even look at him. I don't even know why I ever let it get to this point. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix this. I don't even know if I can fix this, to be honest. I don't even know what I'm writing right now. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know if posting this will help me feel better. I don't know anything anymore. Update. Hello, Reddit. I don't even know why I'm making an update. I don't even know why I'm writing this. I don't even know why the fuck I'm bothering, to be honest. But before I get into it, let me just put some things out there. First of all, I'm not trying to justify anything. I never tried to justify it. I know what I did was fucked up. I know I was 100% in the wrong. There's no excuse, no explanation that could make it better. I am not here to argue. Secondly, when I first posted, I wasn't expecting anything. I was just screaming into the void, hoping that maybe, somehow, writing it all out would make me feel better. And when it didn't, I just thought, fuck it. Just post it. It's anonymous. It's Reddit. No one would even know it was me, right? Well, turns out I was a fucking idiot for thinking that, because people did recognize it. People who know me saw it, and guess what? They sent it to Josh. So yeah, he saw it. The post went viral, way more viral than I ever thought it would, and now Josh has seen every single word. And honestly, whatever. I couldn't care less anymore. Things are already so fucking shitty, what's a little more humiliation at this point? Because let me tell you, posting this on here did not make me feel better. Not even a little bit. If anything, it made me feel worse. Now it's not just me knowing how much I fucked up. Now it's out there for everyone to see and I can't take it back. And work? Work has been a nightmare. Every time I see Nick, I still feel sick, like physically ill. My stomach twists into knots, and I feel like I might actually throw up at my desk. I blocked him. Everywhere. Deleted his number. Shut down every single way he could contact me. But you know what? Blocking him didn't undo shit. It didn't erase what had already happened. It didn't erase me. And because Nick is an absolute fucking asshole, I'm now realizing just how much of an asshole he really is. He talked. He started running his mouth. At first, it was just whispers. Looks. A few side eyes from coworkers who had never paid attention to me before. Then it became something else. The silence when I walked into a room. The barely concealed smirks. The way people would glance at me, then immediately look away like they had just heard the juiciest gossip and couldn't wait to laugh about it later. I knew they knew. I knew they were talking about me. And I can barely function. I've stopped eating. Food tastes like cardboard. I can't sleep. My brain won't shut the fuck up. HR called me in because my work has tanked. My boss pulled me aside 3 separate times to ask if I was okay. I am not okay. But what the hell am I supposed to say? Oh yeah, I destroyed my marriage for a guy who doesn't even give a shit about me. A fucking asshole. And my husband, the man I love more than anything, now hates my fucking guts and wants a divorce. But yeah, I'm great. Totally thriving. And then, just when I thought the universe was done beating the absolute shit out of me, Josh showed up at the house. It was the first time I had seen him in weeks. And he wasn't alone. He brought some of his friends to help him pack up his things, his share of our house. And he didn't want to talk to me. He didn't want to look at me. I tried. I tried so fucking hard. I tried to talk to him, tried to get something out of him. Anything. But he just refused. He didn't want me to touch him. He didn't want me to pull him aside for a conversation. He didn't even want to listen to me beg. He told me, without even looking at me, that it didn't matter if I talked for 3 minutes, for an hour, for days. He was done. Then they packed up his shit, and he left. That was over a month ago. And now it's been over 2 months since I lost the best thing in my life. The divorce hasn't been finalized yet, but let's be real. There's no coming back from this. I already know it's over. I'm already planning to move out once the lease expires because, honestly, I can't afford the apartment on my own. I'm already miserable. I can't afford to be homeless and miserable. And even though I know there's no fixing this, no stopping it, no saving it, I still check my phone every day. Every single fucking day. I wake up and I hope. I pray for a message from him. But there's nothing. Because the divorce is moving forward. And the worst part? I don't even have anyone to blame but myself. Not Nick. Not anyone else. Just me. I did this. I ruined everything. And for what? For some fucking empty compliments from a guy who never actually cared about me? For some bullshit attention from a man who turned into a pathetic, bitter little child the second I cut him off? Nick got so angry when I blocked him, so pissed that I wanted nothing to do with him, that he tattled. He started fucking gossiping like a goddamn teenager, making sure everyone at work knew what happened. I am so fucking embarrassed. And if I could go back, I would do everything differently. But the thing is, you can't go back. You just have to live with the consequences. Maybe I'm hoping that Josh will see this. I'm pretty sure one of our mutual friends will stumble on it again and show it to him. Or maybe he'll check it himself. I don't know. I just hope he sees this. And I hope he realizes, I hope he understands, that I am miserable. I miss him so much. I regret everything. I fucking hate myself. And I am so fucking sorry I ever hurt him like that. He did not deserve it. Update. Hello, Reddit. I wasn't planning on updating again. Hell, I don't even know why I'm bothering. Maybe it's because some of you gave me an idea. Something I should at least try to do to make things right, even if only in a small way. A lot of you suggested that I should tell Nick's fiancée, that she deserved to know. And honestly, you were right. So yeah, I did it. It wasn't even hard to find her. Nick had her tagged in his bio, their pictures were everywhere. It took me less than 2 minutes to find her Instagram, and before I could talk myself out of it, I sent her a message request. Just something simple. I need to tell you something about Nick. I need to show you something. She accepted my request faster than I expected. I won't lie, my hands were shaking when I sent her the screenshots. Every single text. The full story. I didn't hold back. I told her the truth. She read everything, took a few minutes, then replied with a short message. Thank you for telling me. That was it. No anger, no insults, no demands for further explanations. Just a thank you. And honestly, that hurt more than if she had cussed me out. She deserved better than this. She didn't deserve to find out that the person she was planning to marry was a lying, cheating piece of shit. I haven't heard from her since, and I doubt I ever will. But I know she confronted him because Nick has been livid. He was always throwing me side eyes at work before, but now? Now he looks at me like he wants to fucking strangle me. Pure, unfiltered hatred. And you know what? I don't even care anymore. Let him be mad. He got to ruin my life, but he doesn't get to walk away clean. I'm already looking for a new job. Don't worry. I know I can't stay there much longer, but finding a job has been hell. I've applied to so many places, gone to so many interviews, and every single time, I think this is it. I think I did well. I think they liked me. And then I never hear back. Nothing. Silence. It's frustrating as fuck. I need to get out. I need to get out before I completely lose it. And speaking of losing things, the divorce is finalized. It's over. Officially. Signed, sealed, and fucking delivered. And I know I know I deserve this. I know I did this to myself, but it still hurts. More than I ever imagined it would, because that was it. That was the last thing tying Josh and me together, and now we're nothing. He's not in my life anymore. He won't ever be in my life again. And I hate myself for it. I hate myself for throwing away the best thing I ever had for what? Some cheap, meaningless attention from a man who turned out to be nothing but a fucking coward? I've been spiraling. I won't lie. I went from not eating at all to eating way too much. I've gained weight. I've stopped taking care of myself. I look in the mirror and I don't even recognize myself anymore. My apartment is small and shitty and smells like something I can't quite place, but at least I can afford it. I try to tell myself that's enough, but it doesn't feel like enough. And the worst part? I still wake up every morning and check my phone. Every fucking morning. Like a complete fucking idiot, I still hope. I still pray that maybe Josh will message me, that maybe, somehow, he'll change his mind, that maybe he'll at least want to talk. But he doesn't. He never does. He never will. And I know that. I just haven't accepted it yet. I keep waiting for the breakdown to happen. I keep waiting for the full weight of everything I lost to hit me, but it's like my brain won't even process it properly. Like I'm just floating through the wreckage of my own life without even reacting to it. Everything imploded so fast that I still haven't caught up, and I don't know when I will. So yeah, that's my update. I'm a fucking mess. I regret everything. My life is in shambles, and there's no fixing it.